Okay. Now first actually what we will do, we will write one by one. Okay. Exceptions, examples. Okay. Now, now for example, you are writing a one class. Okay. Class, for example, exception example. Example. In that we are writing a public static void main. Then I have one more method. I'm writing one more method name called public static into divisible into a comma into b. I want to return integer, right? Return a divisible by b. This is the method. What is the method? Method is the divisible. It accepting two parameters. One is into a, second one is into b. And I am returning a divisible by b. What is the response we'll get? That you can return in this. Now, how to call this method? This method you can call create an object or through class name because this is a static. Write a ex exception ex example dot div. Now 10 comma 10 you're passing. What is the return type of this? Int type. Then into I. Now system dot out dot println of I. Now 10 comma 10. 10 comma 10 how much? 10 divisible by 10. It is a 1. Then 1 will be printed. Here 1 will be printed. Now 100 comma 10. 100 comma 10. 10 will be printed. 10 will be printed. Now you are passing 0 comma 10. 0 by something is 0. 0 will be printed. Now what happened? Now you can give it here 100, here 10, here 0. Then what happened? JVM, it will give the infinity. But JVM cannot understand infinity value. Then what happened? This guy will throw the exception to the caller. Throw the exception to the caller. Then what we need to write here? THROW throws exception. Then throws exception when you're writing throws. What does that mean? To delegate the exception handler to the caller. Exception handler to the caller. That means this exception, whatever you're getting here, that exception you're throwing to the particular caller. Who is the caller? This guy is the caller. Now what you'll do? You need to handle try catch here. Try whatever the method calling, catch exception, finally something you can do. This is the way throws example. Now maybe I think so. Are you restarted? Yes. Okay. Once restart this. Okay. Before validating, that is the best example for throws. Okay. Now try catch finally also. That is the best example. Now I want to write my own exception. I told you I want to write a one exception. What you need to use THROW throw. Now how to write a one exception? your class, you can write your class one exception. For example, I don't are insufficient, or you don't have class, you don't have the balance. You can write a class like that. Then extend, we have a throwable or exception or runtime exception. Runtime exception. When to extend exception class, when to extend runtime exception class, when to extend exception class, when to extend throwable. Extend means what? Getting. Getting the properties from superclass to subclass is nothing but inheritance. Same concept here also they are using to write a custom exception. You are writing a one exception, that is you don't have a balance. That exception, extend throwable or exception or runtime exception. When to go for throwable, when to go for exception, when to go for runtime. For instance, your class extend throwable. That means that exception is coming from runtime or compile time or error. We don't know. What is that? Runtime or compile time or error. We don't know when it is getting this exception. If you don't know that is a compile time exception or runtime exception or error, then your class extend throwable. Okay. If you know, if you know that exception will come either runtime or compile time, then you have to use exception class. Your class extend exception. If exception is coming from runtime or compile time or error, if you don't know, then you have to use throwable. I know 100% sure that is coming only runtime. Then you have to extend your custom exception, extend runtime exception. Custom exception, extend runtime exception. If you know that exception will come only runtime, then you are extending your class, your own exception class, extending runtime exception. If you don't know that is a runtime or compile time, you have to extend your exception class. If you don't know that is a runtime or compile time or error, then you have to extend throwable. Then so that all the requirement, it will fulfill your custom exception. Now we will write one by one. Okay. Oh, subscribe you want. Okay, leave. Okay. Now I'll write one more class. Mm, example. I'm writing a one method public into divisible. Divisible how many parameters you want? Two parameters. A comma b. Return a by b. Now to call, you can create an object or class name because this is a static. You can create it through class name. You can call dot div 10 comma 20. 10 comma maybe 10. We are calling. What is this return type of this method? This method return type int type. Then what we need to add into I. I. Now, yes out. System.out.println of I. Now you're printing. Now you see debug mode. First, it will see now I comma 10 B 10. 10 divisible by 10, how much? It will come. If you're seeing I value coming because 10 by 10, 1. This is the 1. This is the divisible. Now I'm giving here.
I think recording got off. Please check.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Okay. Now if you are saying 100 here, 100 divisible by 10. What is it? 100 divisible by 10. How much it will get? You will get 10. Now 100 divisible by 20. How much you will get? 5. Now what happened? 0 I am giving. 0 by something is 0. Mathematics. Now I am giving here 10. I am giving 0 here. Now this infinity cannot understand. It will give the exception. It stop that. It won't work. It stop it. Now if you're seeing divisible by 0 exception, it will give. See, arithmetic exception divisible by 0. What is this line number? This is the first line number where they're calling from here. It's given. I don't want this exception. Only on message only enough for me. Then what happened? You need to, who is the caller for this? This guy is a caller. Who need to handle? This guy should handle. This guy is just implementation. Then what we need to do? THRW throws exception. Now when you're throwing exception, who need to add? Caller should handle. Then if you're clicking on right click here, you'll get a more actions. It will ask you surrender with try catch, or you want to throw the same other signature. No, you have to surrender with try catch because this is a main point, right? Then surrender with try catch. See, now you're writing a try, calling this method exception. This is the thing. Now what happened is out of e dot get message only I want. Then that message you can print now. Now I won't get this type of messages. That's divisible by 0 only will get. Now what you are doing? You are using try catch to handle the exception. Now you can run. See, divisible by 0 and 0 I equal to 0 it is printing. Because initially what happened? Initially how much is a 0? Because whenever they try the exception, it will come catch black and it will print. So, okay. Finally, whatever it's there, that is printing. Because I value, it's not assigning any value infinity, cannot understand. Then I value whatever is there previously, that only it is printing. That is divisible by 0. Now, if you're giving 10, then I value assigning will print. So now it won't catch. Now what happened? If you see, when it is going catch black, when it is going try black. Try always executable black. That means without try, we can't add any catcher finally. Catch black when is coming exception only, it will go and it will shift. Now we'll see 10 comma 10. Now it won't go to the try. First what happened? Try means first it will go to that method. Then divisible by 0. It won't go to the catch black. See, now it won't go. Because from try to outside it's came. Now it's printing. Happy. Now I want to go to inside. Then just you can add a 0 here. That means now we got an exception. Right? When you got exception, only catch black will execute. Now run this. Now run catch. Now inside catch will go. See catch. Then it's printing the message, and finally I equal to 0 is print. That means whenever exception is coming, that time only catch black will execute. Now finally. Finally black, always executable black. Maybe I can print here something. Okay. Okay, always executable black. Now what happened? Now I am writing a 10 here. 10 by 10, it won't execute catch black because there is no exception. See, now coming here and it's no exception, then finally black it's came. It's not printing that message because it's not an exception. Finally black, always executable black. After that it's executing. If you're seeing the console, you will see always executable black one, it will print because that is divisible by 10. Now here 100 divisible by 10. What happened? It won't execute again. Catch black, finally black, always executable black. From try to first executing and finally black executed, this executed. It's not executing, catch. Now if you're seeing here 0. Now if you see, now catch black will execute, finally black also execute. Because now try the exception, got the exception or not. If you got the exception, go to the catch black executing, and finally black, always executable black. This is output. Going up, divisible by 0, always executable by 0. Always executable black is a final. Now I already told you, right? Try with catch is a possible way. And again, try with the, see, try finally is a possible. Try catch finally is a possible. Now I want one more. Try, now I have exception, try. Now I can write try, catch. It's a possible. Try, for example, something you can try or something, something you can write. Anyway, we want that exception. Just for example, I'm saying ex1 s out ex1 dot get message. See, within the catch we can write try catch also. Again, within the try, again we can write try catch also. Within the finally we can write try catch also. See, now if you run this, whatever the output you will get, still executed. That means the finally black, try catch, try finally, or try catch finally also you can write. You can use finally also here again. See, always, I already yesterday told you, right? Always is a combination of try catch finally, or try finally. Anywhere you can write it, not an issue. Okay? Then
Uh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yogi, one doubt like,
Mm.
what if we don't have any exception till still that time, like that finally will execute?
Yes. Okay, I think so. Maybe you're not saying that. Okay. See, if you're not getting any exception, right? Okay, I'll come back that. Maybe I'm doing Control Z so that you can understand. See, now this is our program, right? Now you won't get exception. Now what happened? You'll see. Now won't get exception, right? It won't get the catch flag. You want to inside it won't get it. See, now first try executing. Now you won't get the exception. Then try back, won't execute. See, finally black. See, always execute. If you got the exception only, it will execute catch. Now, whatever you want, you can print. It won't execute catch black. Okay. When the catch
Here
black will execute.
we are handling it that try and catch that exception. Then finally, why we are using it is there or not there? Still every
Okay.
time it is right.
Correct. Finally, black, why need to execute? For example, I want a closing operations. In the try black, we have a connection. Connection con is equal to, for example, some connections. It's a file output stream or connection properties and all. Now you're using a try. What happened? Somehow exception is coming. Then you're not closing the connections. Then what happened? You'll get a out of memory error or stack overflow error. Instead of that, what they're doing, either giving the exception or whatever it may be, whatever the required business, you need to write in the finally black. What is the required business? Required business. For example, I'll tell you one better understanding way. You went to ATM. You have a ICICI Bank ATM. What happened? Your transaction first actually enter the PIN. You enter the PIN. After that, enter the amount. You enter the amount. What happened? In between, in that area, power cut happened. Your money actually, it's in the ATM machine, it's collecting one by one. In between only happening. Then what you will do? Immediately, that won't come. After power comes, it won't come your money. You have a 5,000 that is actually withdrawal. It is showing, you'll get a message saying that withdrawal done. Then immediately what you will do? You will call to your bank. Your bank is telling, don't worry about anything. You are not collecting the money, that it will refund or it will reassigning to your account or deposit to your account within 24 hours, they will tell. That is the reason that kind of scenario, they will use finally black. If you now what happened, exception came, power cut. Then your money should be, you're not taking money from the ATM. It's within the ATM only, but not in your account. Then what happened? ICICI Bank called to the HDFC. Hey, HDFC, actually you're not giving money. Then okay, no problem. 24 hours, within 24 hours, they will credit. Or if the urgency, then they'll credit. If you're calling, immediately they'll credit. That type of scenarios, we have to go for finally black. Okay, got it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, this is the finally black. Not only that, so many scenarios. For example, that is a transactions. Again, transactions I can say. Okay, anyway, transactions different case in Spring Boot, but it's core Java. Core Java wise, there is no transaction annotations. Then what happened? You have a 10 lakh rupiah in your account. Your brother is transferring 2 lakhs. Your your mom transferring 1 lakh. It should be how many lakhs you have to there in your account? 7 lakhs. But what happened? Your brother took and your mother want to transfer in between, something is happened. There is incorrect pin or something is happened. Then it should show 8 lakhs. But what it will do? It will show only 7 lakhs in your account. What happened? In the transaction failed, that is not credited within the fraction of second. It will credit at least 24 hours. They'll check it's a really transaction has happened or not. All the things they'll tell. But you want urgency, then you can call to the bank. They will credit amount to your bank. That kind of scenarios they are using finally black. And second thing, connection property. You are creating a connections and you're not closing properly. It may cause connection errors, or out of memory errors, or stack overflow errors. So many. Now, for instance, you are creating a something like connection or file input stream and all. You're not closing that file input stream. What happened? It will make us out of memory error. This kind of things actually executing finally black. Okay. Now finally black when it won't execute only one time. That is system dot exist of 0. That means JVM will shut down this is, but it won't use any Java program. Just I'm telling you, when it won't execute finally black, you're forcefully telling to the JVM, hey JVM, please shut up your mouth or shut down. See, now it won't execute finally black. See, there is no answer for this. JVM only shut down. After try, JVM will shut down. That time only it won't execute finally black. But this is only for interview questions. Real time, never use this. Never, ever. Okay? Yeah, this is the example of throw, try, catch, final. Throws, not throw, throws. Now, next example is throw. How to create a custom exception, how to handle in real-time program. That maybe please join to the another link. We will talk about that. I'll stop it and please join that next link.